Okay, in terms of the pricing on dogs, we have just talked about the essential or the genetic health testing of dogs. We know that every breed has certain genetic health issues. With every breed, you want to make sure that those genetic health issues are checked, scientifically checked, that the dog cleared those hurdles, and that there's scientific medical documentation to prove that they have cleared those hurdles. Second thing we want to talk about is segment two. We want to talk about the show quality. What is the show quality of a dog, and why is that important? And once again, we're using the Rottweiler as a model. It is the dog that I have the most experience with, over 10 years of experience in dealing with this particular breed. It is a working breed. So when we talk about show quality, we're talking about, can this dog go into a show ring, hold its own, and be rated by the judge as a dog that meets what we call the international breed standard? Okay. We have to understand that with every breed, if it is a established breed, it has a standard that's written down, that you can go to the FCI website and type in FCI Rottweiler breed standard. You want to deal with the pit bull, you type in FCI pit bull breed standard. You want to deal with the Cane Corso, you type in FCI Cane Corso breed standard. It's going to show you what the international breed standard is. When I say international breed standard, I'm saying it's going to show you what the standard is for the dog around the world that the professionals have agreed upon. Okay, that the registries have agreed upon. Um, and a lot of people don't understand that the breed standard actually originates in the country of the dog's origin. If you're dealing with the Rottweiler was established in Rockwell, Germany. So you would go to Germany, which the ADRK runs things in Germany. They have the breed standard wrote down. It's given to the FCI. The FCI gives that standard to people all around the world. Okay. If you go and you deal with the Cane Corso is a dog that originates from Italy. They control the breed standard. Italy gives the breed standard to the FCI. The FCI gives it to the world. When you're talking about all of these different dog breeds, when you talk about the Dogo Argentina, the Dogo Argentina originates in Argentina. Uh, so the Argentinos give the breed standard to FCI. They gives it to the people around the world. So you have to understand that the breed standard is not something that we're making up in our own head. This is the challenge or the problem when you're dealing with people that say, okay, I like what I like. Well, what you like might not be what's in the breed standard. Okay. And this is why you have all of these dogs that you look at. You don't know whether they're a pit bull, whether they're a bully, whether they are some massive breed, whether they're bulldog, because people have gotten away from the international breed standard. And now you're getting some stuff that you don't know what it is. Okay. You're saying you got one thing, but when you do the genetic test, you ain't got what you think you got. Okay. So there's an international breed standard. When we go into the show ring, the judge is making a judgment call based upon his professional study, his many, many years of experience. In some cases, I met judges that have been dealing with the Rottweiler breed intensely for 40, 50 years. They can go back 40 years and talk about dogs that became champion 40 years ago. They can talk about the dogs that became champion 20 years ago. They can go back and talk about the changing of the breed standard, why it changed, when it changed, so forth and so on. Okay. But when we're talking about the breed standard, we're talking about how close is the dog that you have, whether it's a puppy, whether it's a teenage dog, whether it's a grown dog, 24 months older, whatever the case is. How close is that dog under examination to the international breed standard? Or is it outside of the international breed standard? This is what we're looking at. And this is why these shows are important. We're talking about purchasing a high quality dog. We're talking about purchasing a dog that can withstand getting in the show ring, can withstand the scrutiny of the judge. Many people don't want to get in the show ring. They scared. They don't know what they got. They don't know what they're selling. So they stay away from the show ring because they don't want to be showed up by people who have actually studied the breed for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. Okay? The international breed standard is critical. I always tell people, go and study the breed standard, because if I present to you a puppy 8 to 12 months, how do you know that that puppy is a very promising puppy as it relates to what the standard of the breed is if you have not studied? You don't know. You got to go on what somebody else said, that somebody else said, that somebody else said. What are the developmental stages of the breed? And as that breed develops, what is the expectation of the breed as it relates to show quality when it hit 9 months, when it hit 15 months, when it hits 24 months? What is the developmental factors that go into the development of the dog over the life period of that dog? So when we're talking about show quality, we're talking about the breed standard. How does my dog fit in the breed standard? If the breed standard is here, is my dog this close? Or is my dog all the way out here somewhere? Okay. This is why some people look at dogs and they question. Is it a pit bull? No, it's not a pit bull. That's a Staffordshire. Is it a bulldog? No, that's not a bulldog. That's a American bully. It's because people do not know what the breed standard is. Because you know what the breed standard is, you can look at the dog and say, okay, either it is or it's not. Either it meets the breed standard or it does not meet the breed standard. So when people talk about whether this is a show quality dog or not, they're talking about whether the dog meets the breed standard, okay? When we talk about shows, there are different kinds of shows. And this is a mistake that people make who have never been to shows and never participated in shows. And when they get to run in their mouth, they make a lot of mistakes because they don't understand that there are different shows, okay? If you go to an AKC show dealing with the Rottweiler, you're going to experience something totally different from attending a Seeger show or a show that's in the German style. You're going to experience something very different. You're going to see the dogs are different. You're going to see not necessarily the dogs are different, but the judge is looking for something different in one show versus the other. The judge has a different responsibility in an AKC show than it does in a Seeger show. Okay, in a Seeger show, we're looking for a critique of the dog. We're looking for an examination and a critique. We want that judge to tell us how close our dog is to this standard. We want that judge to tell us what is the strengths of the dog that is in front of them, what is the weaknesses of the dog that is in front of them. And therefore, when we take that information, that data from that judge, and in many cases from multiple judges, and depending on how many judges this dog has been into, we can use that information, that data, that critique as a guide to breeding the dog in question. We want to breed a better dog. We want to make the dog better. We use the critique. In certain shows, they don't give you a critique. You just put your dog up there and they look at the other dogs and say, okay, your dog is better than this dog. But they don't tell you why. They don't tell you how you can improve on what's in front of you. So I favor the secret shows when it comes to the Rottweiler. People don't know it. There was a time when dogs were being championed out by the AKC. They didn't even have all their teeth in their mouth. They were missing teeth, which goes back to genetic issues, which we just talked about. But those dogs had champion titles, and they were genetically defect. So the show quality is important. It's the difference between buying a $500 dog and buying a $2,500 dog. With the $500 dog, you don't get no guarantees. You don't know how the dog gonna turn out 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 15 months from now. With the $2,500 dog, you should get some guarantees that this is a show quality puppy, that this is a show quality dog, that this dog can go in the show ring and hold his own. And as I said, we're talking about the Rottweiler breed, but if you're talking about a different breed, you're going to be talking about some different prices. You're talking about a Cane Corso that can go in the ring and hold his own and place. Maybe take first place, second place, third place in the show ring. Then now you're looking at not $1,800 or $2,500. You may be looking at $3,500, $4,500 for a puppy like that. Okay, so the quality always drives the price. The quality drives the price. The quality drives the price. We talk about quality. We're talking about not just show. We're talking about also what we just talked about in our last segment, which is genetic health. Okay, so don't buy into the misconception of these talking heads that talk who have never been in the show ring. Okay, there are certain shows that don't have any significance to them. There are other shows that are very, very important in terms of knowing what you have in your dog and also in terms of further developing your breeding program.